Hey guys, this is a tutorial about how to make 3.125-inch Russian juggling balls. This is one of ours that we made last year. It's gone through about 500 performances and hundreds of hours of practice. The glue's still on there. The ball's still perfect and intact, although this is the original color. This is what it looks like now. The first thing you gotta do is buy these type of shells. They're called Intex. You can find them on Amazon. They're about 20 bucks for 100 shells, although you won't get 100 balls out of that. And here's the reason. In each bag, there are good balls, like this, where the shell is pretty hard and it doesn't squish too bad. And then there are bad shells, like this, where you squish it and it stays squished forever. And these will break. So the first thing you have to do is go through the bag and pick out the good balls from the bad balls. And you should be able to tell just from the feel of it which ones you like and which ones you don't like. So this one gets thrown away and this one will become a juggling ball. So the first step is to cut the hole in the ball that we're going to put the sand into. We like to cut where it says China, but it doesn't really matter. That's just standard that we use. So I'm just using this knife that I found. It doesn't really matter what you use as long as you can make a hole. We've used barbecue skewers and stuff like that. This knife seems to work pretty well. So you just poke a hole in the ball. It doesn't super matter how big the hole is, but it should be fairly small. So this is about a good hole to put in the ball. All you need it for is to put the sand in, and we're going to be gluing up the hole later. So to put the sand in the ball, what we do is we squish it down like this to make a little bowl for the sand. And you can see the hole is in the middle. So this ball has a little bowl for the sand. So then you just put the ball down. You take sand. We're just using playground sand from the hardware store. It's called Play Sand, but you can use any brand as long as it's nice and fine. And you pour the sand into this little cup that I've made out of the ball itself. You can see the sand starts pouring down. You can shake it down. It helps. Sometimes it gets stuck, so you can use something like a pencil to press into the hole to get some of the bigger rocks. So yeah, this is the most time-consuming part of the process, but it's pretty easy, and you can just watch a TV show while you do it. So that's that. And then once you're filled with sand, I'm just gonna, for time's sake, pretend like we're almost close. Get out your gram scale. You can get this on Amazon for like $5, maybe like 7, but really cheap either way. Get it to 0, put the ball on. Right now we're at 41 grams. I like to get ours at 100 grams, but it's up to you, whatever you like. A lot of people like 70, 100 is too heavy for many people. So then you can pour the sand while it's on the scale, and you can see the number go up. We like to pour until it gets to about 100. 999, we'll take that. Okay, when you finally get to the weight you want, turn the scale off, you don't need it anymore. Shake the rest of the sand in. Okay, once you have all the sand in, all you have to do is fold the edges back out. You'll get better at this in time. You just push until it's unfolded back into a normal ball, and now you're ready to glue the hole.
Alright, so when you go to glue it, you want to wipe off this top part of all the sand dust that was there. You don't want to glue on top of that, it'll create a bad surface to glue onto. And your main objectives for actually gluing the ball is obviously to seal all the glue inside the ball, but we like to make sure that the glue is set so that after hours of practicing and shows and whatnot, that the glue doesn't start to come off from the ball and start to peel off, so that way you don't get sand in your eyes while you're juggling. And then also we like to make the glue relatively flat on the ball so that you can't really feel the glue while you're juggling. That's mostly just a personal preference, but we like it that way. Now when you go to glue, I like to actually take the hot tip of the glue gun and stick it inside the hole to kind of melt the plastic a little bit, and then start actually using the glue as I'm coming out of the hole. Now you really only need to put a relatively small dollop drip of glue on there, and then after you let it sit for just a second and you can see that all the glue is covering the hole, just wet your finger with some saliva and just tap the top, and it should flatten out the glue pretty well and also dry it at the same time. And after you do that, you can just tap all the edges with just licking your finger even more. This method was actually given to us really by a friend of ours, David Ferman. After we tried many methods, this actually seems to work pretty much the best. And then after it's, I mean, that pretty much fully dries it almost immediately. You kind of just pull all these little hairs off because they're annoying and pretty much unavoidable with a hot glue gun. Kind of just inspect your work to make sure you like the glue.
So here's a part of the process that we came up with. When we found when you glue the balls, they became like pressurized in a weird way, where they would be super squishy. I think they were low pressure compared to the outside air. But the method we figured out was to take the back of an earring, the sharp part, and just poke directly into the ball. And you should probably even hear this noise. You couldn't hear it, but once you poke the hole in the ball becomes much, much better to juggle. It becomes much firmer, and the glue doesn't bubble up when you squeeze the ball. And when you step on it, it will just compress, and you can just fix it easily. And this is a huge difference in juggleability by just putting that little hole. And the earring back is so small that no sand will ever fall out of there. And then you're done. You can juggle this. It's right away, the glue's already dry. You can just go outside and juggle this for hundreds and hundreds of hours, and it should be perfectly fine. Nothing should ever happen to it. Thanks for watching.